We're here with head softball coach Travis Lape. The team competed in the Augie fall ball tournament this weekend. Kind of tale of two halves, Saturday, Sunday. Why don't you give us a update on what took place over the weekend?
This was our first opportunity with our girls, with having 26 of them, to really put them on the field and see what we've got as a team and as a group. And so Saturday we played Iowa Lakes. Started off there. We played a pretty young squad against Iowa Lakes. Amanda Walters pitched for us and did a great job pitching. Gave up one home run, and our lefty freshman came in at the end and gave up a run as well. Otherwise, we shut them down. We played tough defense, and the bats were there for the young squad. We ended up winning the first one 8-2, but the team really did some good things in that game, and our young kids really showed up to play. And that, as a coaching staff, we were excited for them. We were excited for their first collegiate win. It was our win as a team, but it was also a young team, and so it was good for them. Our returners were very supportive of that group. They were constantly giving them tidbits of information on what to watch for and how to help them make adjustments during the game. So that was fun to watch as a cohesive group. Our kids were not necessarily fighting for playing time as much as really playing together. We turned around then and played Northern, NSIC conference team, who last year definitely we were overmatched when we played them up at their place. They swept us. We came back this day on Saturday and really battled with them. We gave up some early runs just on some really undisciplined play. Our big key for the kids that we talked with throughout the weekend was details, paying attention to the details. In that game, I would say early we didn't pay attention to the details, got down 4-0, and really grinded it out. Bailey Bauman pitched a great game against them, really kept them in tuned. And so when it came to the sixth inning and we were down 4-0, the girls really still had a positive mentality, and I want to credit a lot of that to how the teams were formed. We played two different groups. Our younger crew played the first game. We're very supported by the upperclassmen. We had an older crew play the second game, and the younger kids were so supportive of those kids that I think the positive of that whole game was just how upbeat the team was. We were down 4-0, sixth inning came around, and the kids were still holding their heads high, still battling. We weren't getting our hits to go through the infield, and that sixth inning we lit it up. They put in a new pitcher, their pitcher from last year, who was #1 for them, and we really took it to them. Our bats came to life, and we were able to score 5 runs in that inning and come out the 7th inning and really hold them. And so I was proud of the girls because they battled through something that was really tough. Being down 4-0 at our level is not easy to come back from. And our girls grinded it out. They stayed disciplined later in the game, and we were able to pull out the victory. Ended up winning 8-2. Moving to Sunday, and that's a different story. Sunday, again, was a tale of two halves. We showed up to play Augustana right away, and we came out firing. We came out with a game plan that we were going to play some small ball. We were going to use our speed, and we were going to see if we could get some runs early, and we did. We scored early. We scored right away. We were up 3-1, and really grinding a good game out. Bailey Bauman started off very tough for us. Later in the game, though, it started to kind of fall apart, and I credit some of that to just the lack of paying attention to details, the lack of focus. I think some of us maybe got into the shock value of we're competing with a very, very good NSIC team and not sure how to compose ourselves. And so that game got away from us in that game, and we ended up losing it right away to Augustana. But again, the girls, if we would take those first 3-4 innings and really applied them for the rest of the game, I think it would have been a great game to watch. We just kind of gave up at the end there. That we felt as coaches, we talked to the girls about not quitting, not giving up on their teammates, not quitting on each other. And so we thought we were going to be able to turn the stride and hit stride later in Sunday playing Dakota Wesleyan. But again, the details came down to us. We did not capitalize on their mistakes, and they capitalized on ours, and we weren't able to come back from that. Ended up losing that game 3-0 to Dakota Wesleyan, which to us, I mean, we played them twice last year and really battle tested them and swept them. And so fall is a great time for us to learn about our kids and learn where they're at, but it was definitely a tough loss for us because you never want to lose to an in-state rival like that. And then we go one more game, our last game of the day, and that was against Iowa Lakes, a team we beat previously in the tournament 8-2, and had to grind something out again. And we came up short, ended there, lost 8-7 through 7 innings. But it was kind of tail of a game. We started off hot. We were able to get some bats going. We got some runs early. We kind of got cold into the middle, and then we really came back and battled in the 7th inning. And so it was one of those things that we didn't really put a game together.
Coach, you've mentioned it a couple times that you faced 2 Northern Sun schools this weekend, and for Saturday it must have been great because that's probably the type of game situation that you guys would have lost this spring, because you were in that situation several times throughout the course of the season, and then to turn around and have what happened with Augie. You mentioned it, there's still some shock value, when they look across the diamond and see, yeah, this is one of the top softball conference Division II. Is that still, you think that's still in their heads?
I hope not. I hope our kids are really starting to believe in themselves. But that's my hope. If I really want to look at it on paper and tell you the truth, I'm going to tell you, yeah, our kids are still a little shock valued. Maybe a little bit because of where we are. I've got a core group of upperclassmen, and then I have brand new freshmen. And a lot of those freshmen know the NSIC. Some of them were recruited by some of the schools in the Northern Sun. Some of them wanted to go other places, but found USF as a good fit for them, and so they're here. And so the kids know. I mean, they're not up to date on what we're playing in, but our kids need to understand that the Northern team that we played on Saturday is just as good as the Augustana team we played on Sunday. We just have to go out and compete. It doesn't matter what jersey they're wearing. They're softball kids. They're softball players just like we are. They're putting in the work during their strength and conditioning programs. We just got to outwork them. And so really using that as motivation for our offseason is going to be our key. I think our offseason is going to be focused around details in the weight room, in the classroom, and then on the field. And how do we put all those details together to be successful?
You guys just played some games, but I know a lot of the fall season is also about evaluation. Where are you at in terms of the team? Are there still some spots that are open? Are you starting to have it in your head that some of these slots are going to be penciled in with, either veterans or newcomers?
That's the exciting thing. After this weekend, I can't tell you who we could put out on the field. I mean, the one team that played Iowa Lakes and went 8-2, or the team that played Northern and went 5-4, or out of the 3 games we played on Sunday. I mean, we played with so many kids in different positions, different lineups, different batting orders, just to see how kids responded. And some kids responded very well, went above our expectations. Some kids maybe didn't surprise us. Maybe we knew a little more with them. But I mean, really, do we have a set lineup? No. I really look for this offseason to be that time for kids to really show their colors. And it's going to come down to strength and conditioning. Where are we at in there? Where are we at with our individual training? So I really think the offseason for us is going to be exciting for the possibility of competition every day at practice.
Last question, and it's an unfortunate one. I noticed one of your players wearing a boot, and you've got a couple of injuries kind of going into the off season. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, we're beat up. Thankfully for a bigger roster, or I don't know how this weekend would have ended up. But currently Kellen Dewey is out. We will get more information from the doctor on Wednesday of what is next in her line. But MRI came back and showed that she did have a tear labrum, and so we're a little concerned there. That will probably be a surgery. Could be a season-ending surgery deal. We'll get more information on Wednesday from the doctor. Priscilla Quintana, she is out. She sprained her ankle sliding back into first on a play during one of our inter-squad scrimmages. So she's out of practice. And then we just got some kids beat up. Elliot Lenz, our returning catcher, she didn't play this weekend. She had a pulled quad, and still trying to get healthy from that. And then we just have some kids that are new to our program that are beat up as well.